and their coaches, Coach Tic Tac and Coach Panda. It's RSG Slate Philippines versus Echo. Who's gonna rise and who's gonna fall? Looking back on this lineup, it's RSG Slate Philippines in their MSC winning championship lineup. Was that an energy ball, or they were just enjoying the sun?
Well, nice when I got it. We linked up there.
Yeah.
Well, they were praising the sun.
Praising the sun.
Okay.
Praising the sun.
You know, why not? Get in that the vitamin
D.
Vitamin D there. But what they are going to have to watch out for is obviously a determined team such as the World Championship lineup. It's Echo. And on top of that too, like you guys mentioned, even leading into this matchup, the fact that, you know, H2O, Yaoi, they have history. They know how they like to pretty much move around the map, the style that they play with. But still, I do want to say, I just feel like RSG Slate Philippines, they've had a rather rough time this season, but they have shown signs of improvement every time that they've played.
Yeah, yesterday it was a challenging win, and now feeling this, the M4 World Championship lineup is still up with 100% games played. Now it's just still Echo's loud and proud.
Yeah, Echo's going to be fighting here a point of pride because they are duking it out with Bren Esports at the top of the standings. Echo would want to get a victory here to end the first half of the season on top of our standings. They haven't had the perfect sweep run that Bren has had in the past 6 games, but definitely Echo are showing why they're the reigning world champs and why they are currently one of the top teams in MPL Philippines. Looking at the team head-to-head, the Fredrin shared by both of these teams, I feel like we're going to be looking at the jungler picks and asking who's going to pick the assassins first, who's going to go Haya, Ling, maybe even Lancelot.
Oh, one flashy way to expect what's going to happen in this upcoming match. And by just looking at his player or team head-to-head, mostly we see some small differences, but one thing that's showing here is the total control ratio of Echo.
Yeah, Echo and RSG, the objective rates for Echo, massive. 71% for turtle control rate, 62% for the Lord control. RSG, 51 and 55 respectively for those categories. So I feel like there's a good encapsulation of why Echo has been dominant. Just across the board, objectives are great, individual plays are great, plays outside of the objectives, fantastic.
Well, looks like all signs point green for all the teams who's going to go up against today. But now, let's call on Midnight for our keys to victory of this match.
It is about between the two international champions here, RSG and Echo. Sila naman ngayon maglalaban. Ito ang kailangan nilang magawin para manalo. Ito ang Infinix keys to victory. For RSG, kailangan nila maging handa para sa hero ni Sanji, yung Hero Ocean, yung mga kadita na pwedeng ilabas ng Echo. Dahil nga na-flex yung kadita on both the roam and support position, hindi sila sure for RSG kung ano nga ba yung magiging impact ni kadita rito. Pero syempre kailangan nila ingatan, lalo kapag hawak ni Sanji yung hero na yan ay napakalaki ng impact na binibigyan niya for Echo. Echo naman, kailangan nila exploit yung tendency ng RSG na maging passive, lalo pat fundamental yung approach ng RSG. May mga times na nakikita natin sila naghihintay, patiently waiting for the right moment and opportune times para gumawa ng play. And ito yung pwedeng i-abuse ng Echo. Again, sa lahat na nakita nating laro ng RSG, minsan kapag sobrang fundamental ng approach nila, chaos yung sumisira sa momentum nila. Inalo naman natin ang Echo Express. Pwede nilang ibalik anytime soon para ma-disrupt yung fundamental approach ng RSG Slate Philippines. Now, for both teams, naglalaro si Light at si Yaoi. Two very esteemed roamers on both sides. Kailangan nilang itignan at iwasan ang isa't isa. Kailangan nilang i-expect yung mga bush play, yung mga ambush na pwedeng gawin itong dalawang roamers na to. Alam naman natin na napakainit nila pagdating sa mga target lock, target selection, and yung burst damage ay capable yung dalawang team na mag-follow up. So napaka-importante na mga bush control para sa mga roamers natin. Yan ang ating kailangan tignan for both teams. Casters, back to you.
Thank you so much, Midnight, for those keys to victory. Now let's break it down. For the first one, Sanji's Hero Ocean. How big it is. How big this is becoming of a problem for the side of RSG.
It's huge. It's huge, right? So the thing about it is, you know, any of these, actually any roles that have this huge hero pool, hero ocean, sorry, it is something that teams have to worry about. What I'm seeing a lot of though is obviously we have our meta. The meta is pretty much established, and leeway wise when it comes to heroes there is curveballs, and it's usually down to those last couple picks, right? Both teams have done this before.
Yep.
But specifically it's actually the execution factor, especially with the Sansan duo, and that's why, as we get through this draft here, this first phase, if you caught the breakdown of statistics earlier, the reason why it's so in favor of Echo, especially objectively, is because the team allows Carl Tizia to just do that, right? Like, go objectives, we got everything else under control, and that's
Yeah.
usually what we see.
Yeah, give activation to everybody.
Man, these two teams know each other so well. RSG and Echo really quick with the bans. Cho, Akai, Yuzhong taken away right out of the gate. Of course, that's a sign that RSG want to prioritize the Fredrin, of course, for H2 and take it away from the hands of Carl TZ. Meanwhile, Echo took away the 1-1 and the Joy, which is actually a flex pick for RSG. We've seen it in the hand of Nats. We've also seen it in the hands of Exort in the mid. So, talked about the hero ocean of Sanji. I feel like Exort's also another mid laner that has a lot more tricks up his sleeve. I mean, we've seen Sanji play mid lane Gushun in the past. We've seen him play mid lane Julian earlier this season. I wouldn't be surprised if Exort has picks like that under his belt. So, of course, as expected, RSG will prioritize the Fredrin. Now, Echo, they can prioritize. Honestly, I'd want to see them even just think about the Julian, either as a flex pick right away. They might play it safe. They go ahead and pick up the Kaja and the Faramis.
I actually like this, right? It's a little different.
A nice choice for Echo, yeah. We're not picking up something in the same shelves. Now we're looking for something that they don't want to be read with this draft.
Maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe Echo is the entire ocean. Like, their hero pool as a team is that ocean, right?
They're an orca.
Yeah, because, I mean, I'm sure most people at home are probably thinking like, hey, Kaja's open, but we do see usually a lot of Farsa being locked in. The Lapu's open as well, and we know that Sanford likes to play that. But on the flip side, it ends up being a Kaja and a Faramis pick.
Yeah, and I like it. Of course, we know Kaja and Faramis are two heroes that have amazing utility because of their ability to pick off. They both have an inherent pull, but it's really their ultimates that are game changers. They are annoying, for the lack of a better term.
Well, speaking of annoying ultimates that we've seen in the performance of Light up against Blackness International, well, yeah, it's back again. It's Halloween for Dylan himself. Now they counter it with a pick with the marksman of Echo, and now they're shortening down possible hero ocean of Exort because they've taken out the Farsa, who has been very successful in the matches.
I wonder if Echo are going to take out the Kadita of Exort because they honestly have the lineup to deal with it. So they might leave it open if they're not. RSG though, they still have an Eve available for them, even though we haven't seen her a lot this season. Maybe it's time for Exort to show his other picks if he has them. I want to see RSG even consider the Lilia if possible, because if the fourth pick is also a very dive-heavy hero for Echo, a Lilia would be great at punishing that. And a classic Lilia-Lolita combo plus a Melissa, you're still going to be able to set up that Melissa well.
She hasn't been debuted yet, right?
I'm not mistaken, she was
Is it once,
picked
maybe?
once? Yeah, I
One time?
remember her getting picked once earlier this season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that Arla band. Last one there from Echo.
yeah.
They don't want to let that slip in the hands of Nats here, especially in this matchup. So
Yeah.
there's the respect on it. Because, that hero is definitely rising, and I'm sure we're going to see more of him throughout the season.
Yeah,
Bro, he
and
feels
becoming a
broken.
strong choice.
Yeah, he feels broken. Just a little bit broken. With
I
a
was telling
bending
you,
will earlier.
not only that, but imagine, when we were speculating, could he fit in the jungle? Imagine if there's like another team or version that's like, all right, we're going to roll with the Demon Slayer Arlot, and then it's like, this man has been on almost every emblem,
Yeah.
And then you see him in the roam, you see him, I don't think you'd see him mid, but, jokes aside,
Well,
the hero's rising.
with this two teams, there's always a possibility for
Who
that
knows?
craziness, right? So they ban out on the EXP heroes that Sanford could be strong with. That's the Lapu, that's the Glue. Now what's left in the table for Echo to choose here?
There's the Benedetta. All the comfort picks that we know Sanford to use. He still has a Benedetta on him. No wonder they locked that quickly. So RSG, will you have the cash for the Benedetta? You already have your gold laner. Will they be able to pick an XP laner with catch? How are they gonna match the rotational speed of one Benedetta?
Mhm.
Maybe we might even see Nats consider something like a Terizla, just to have a little bit more AOE catch there paired up, and that's what they'll have a lot of in spades.
Yep.
Of course, you see their H2's buff, his better half.
Yep, present, live, and in the studio. That's right. That's the focus right there on H2. And as we talk about the possible ways of pairing a good way on the EXP lane for RSG,
Oh,
Paquito,
finally.
for the second time with a 0% win rate, they're showing it now.
There's the Eve. Okay, so Paquito Eve calling it back with a lot of XP laners off the board. It looks like some Season 9 pickings here. Of course, Paquito falling out
Yeah.
of the meta. But
Oh, yeah.
honestly, we've seen Nats pull off some pretty crazy stuff as a Paquito XP lane. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
be
mean-
surprised if he gets to pull it off again here today.
Well, the contention right now is always, well, on the side of EXP lanes, Nats and Sanford. On the other hand, Sanford with the Benedetta, we've seen him perform in the crucial moments of the replays back in week 1 or 2, how he made that split. So there's a lot of members here of Echo that they need to worry about. Who's the playmaker? Who's the one who's dealing damage? Because at some point, they know Benecutis is going to split. But now something up is new. It's the Barretts. For Echo, for Carl Teasy.
This is kind of like a throwback lineup for both teams, a
Yeah.
little bit, right?
Yeah, it
So
is.
interesting though, and it's a nice. Even though it's a throwback, I gotta say, I'm happy to see these drafts from both these teams here.
Oh, yeah.
If the most current drafts that we're used to seeing aren't available, you call it back to the most recent ones that work. And it's just a slight flashback. Well, you said throwback, so I'm not gonna use that. I don't know why I changed it. Throwback to season 10 vibes.
Yeah.
Pre M4, or actually even a little bit of M4, but more pre M4.
Yeah. So we might see something new, but as our prediction goes, so watch out for the Smart Power prediction. At some point in the game, a poll will show up, and you only have until the timer runs out. So be sure to comment on the prediction with the hashtag #PowerOfSmart. Remember to keep an eye on the poll, and you might win a redeemable code. Let's not go any further. It's Echo versus RSG Slate Philippines for the last game of the night.
Man, these other teams got to catch up on these drums, by the way.
I know, right?
Every time Echo is here, I forgot, they imported the drums. People are importing players around the world. Echo imported drums to the Philippines.
Yeah, if anyone in the teams can hear me, can one of you please bring a saxophone one day?
Oh, yeah.
I
do
love
some
how
jazz.
saxophones sound, and that'd be great. Imagine having a jazz group as your battle cry army.
Soothing. Now, okay, force out the flicker on one by Sanji. That's like covering the spaces for H2.
Killer Orcas, by the way, they ranked in first in kills, 14.7 on average. Massive for the Killer Whales.
Oh yeah. Now the challenger goes. The rotation is. I'm pretty concerned about rotation here. It's more like now it's Yawi with Carl Teasy finding pressure, and the threat of Melissa still becoming persistent for every match.
Yeah, the Melissa will be a problem here because RSG set up their lineup very well for that Melissa, and later on in the team fighting, you'll see Nats. If he's not gonna peel, which I don't think he'll need to peel for the Melissa, he's just gonna be annoying the heck out of the back line of Echo. So it's gonna be up here for the timings of Sanji's Cult Altar. Yawi being able to get the pick off, obviously, but of course Sanford being able to land a Petrify plus ultimate combo with the Electro Final Blow to force Exort out of the real world manipulation early, or maybe even get some damage on Eman.
Oh yeah. So pressure, peel, Sanford here. Oh, that's the head-to-head go. Sanford and Nats. Still being cautious in the early game progress. First one is up.
Yeah, so the battle is going to ensue for this. I would assume, even granted the stats for both teams, looks like it's going to go in the hands of Echo here. There is some showing of a want to contest it, but it doesn't happen. But Yawi find the grab, plus they eat him up with a Daytona's welcome. Light's going to fall here. Sanford trying to get out. They're happy with the one kill they get against Light, plus the objective.
They know where he could be coming from.
Yeah.
They've watched and they know.
Yeah, and that's a good read there by Echo. Good preparation being shown there, respecting we called it the very weird positionings of light.
Yeah.
The
Which
weird
works.
positionings that work so well because you never expect that you're just going to get set up out of nowhere. Look at that. Yaoi already ahead of the board. He knows his rival's positioning patterns so well.
Well, speaking of patterns here, the pressure keeps going with the marksman up top, and seems like RSG is trying to find an avenue not to be disturbed on how Carl TZ and Sanji rotates. You have one thing, you have a sustaining life, plus there's a catch on the Barretts that can give them a -1 right away. So with this three-man rotating force, cages up RSG to be in their camp.
Yep, already a corrosion scythe, full built there by Eman. Meanwhile, across the board there, still on the way to the Demon Hunter Sword, first item for Benny Cutie's Claude.
This is difficult because if you're noticing, if you're just watching the way they're moving around, right? RSG, it's really hard for them to actually move forward because of the threat, not only because of Yaoi with the Divine Judgment, but even Sanji, right? So that's what we're seeing them have difficulty with. And I think it would be even just better if RSG Slate Philippines decides to delay a little bit, play that defense style, and allow Emon to come online here with this Melissa pick.
Yeah, exactly. That is the right call. Echo's taking control of the center. Just make sure RSG can draw some attention away from the gold lane so that Emon can be able to freely farm.
Yeah, and Yaoi was just there in the pixel bush for standing in the second, just waiting for someone to take a peek, because he knows that RSG would really want to get the second turtle. But on the other side, they're more leaning towards the Echo positioning.
Well, they're going to have to battle for this, but they can't even get close again. The pressure is too much. Carl T's going to secure that. Light goes in, finds a huge Shura Blast. This is the moment for them. They're unleashing. They get the Cult Altar off. Two fall. Exort grabs another. They're still fighting it out. Nats. They're going to kill the 1-2 punch. They're going to, and he gets Sanji. He finds them. 4 down. Echo is in trouble. Benny Cutie gonna try with Nas. Nas with the 1-2! The double kill!
Oh my
Nas!
Yeah, everything we talked about, what to expect from their players, from the lineups, how they're gonna play this game, it happened in the first major big team fight of the game, or the second one of the game. My goodness, across the board, all of them just doing what we expected them to do.
My gosh. Kindly scratch things out slowly as we discuss possibilities, because in these two teams who are just battling it out, they're not afraid to take responsibility, even hesitations.
Yeah.
That's how they managed to dive all at once. But who really won that team fight?
Oh, well, that is going to be even for me, honestly. Echo got the second turtle of the game, but they lost a lot. RSG was, as we'd like to call, able to make Bawick.
Oh yeah, that's what we call an English comeback, right? Slowly gaining back what's lost.
Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, this three-man rotation, they know, RSG knows on what could be the possibility if they keep on diving and reaching those lines. Look at that showdown, Sanford and Nats.
Yeah, keep it there. Keep it there, cameraman. Keep it there, please. Don't
Stay in there.
stay there. All right, there we go. To do I like the final blow.
Sanford just gonna clear it up. He doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with Nats here, especially him having 2 kills already with the 3 assists. And it's great. It's great to see Paquito again, right? Especially in the hands of a player like Nats. But again, even with this kind of hope for RSG Slate Philippines, they still should be able to contest this one, right? You don't want to give 3 turtles here in the hands of Echo. They will play around having that objective dominance. So you can see Light again looking for the angle that he found previously.
Oh no, they need to be worried about the positioning on where the Numenon Blast would come from.
Yeah, Sanford does not have his electro final blow. Oh no, he got it.
Okay, H2O able to secure that one away. Now they're going to be fighting it out. Nav still looking for a target if he can find one here. The stuns are out. Electro final blow going to be committed. They get right now. Light does it again. And now they're on the hunt here. Carl Teasy can't get away. And Nav's grabbing a kill as well. 2 fall for Echo again. Now Benny Cutie looking for Exort. If he can find him, he gets stunned. He goes back at the perfect moment with the BMI.
Oh, we have to call back to the interview that Coach Panda had after the victory of RSG Slate Philippines. He said, when we get back to the boot camp, these gentlemen are going to be getting some words from me because he was not happy with their overall performance. They got the win, but Coach Panda knew, fundamentals, guys, we can play so much better. And right now, RSG Slate Philippines, they are firing off from all cylinders, playing really well, knowing their individual and group assignments, the timings of Flight and Exor together. Eman making the most out of using the second skill to make sure that once someone gets caught in the real world manipulation, in the Numenon Blast, that everyone's just gonna be linked up to her doll and the free damage coming in from the Melissa will hurt. But of course, these two have been fantastic. Nats and Sanford as they duel up top.
Oh man, this continues on, and how we see this, RSG sees a possible way of getting a catch against Echo. They have eyes on the prize.
They're still going.
2 against 1.
Nat's gonna be in trouble now. He bit the bait. He flickers out. It looks like Yowie went down bottom side. There's another fight going on here. Light gonna charge up again. Finding Carl Teasy. It's too slow. He eats a couple but dies anyway. Emon finding another kill.
Oh no. The Raiders are all over the map.
Everywhere, everything is going well for them. The deadly combination of Numenon Blast and real world manipulation together. Echo keeps getting caught, and here's Nas again.
Nas
Going wild.
going on the hunt again. Was one punch away.
Oh, one punch Nats with this Paquito, and now Echo. How can they even secure a good position, a good set? Because there's the only one that can get a catch here is Yaoi, and they need a follow-up setup.
Yowie has to interrupt something, either the real world manipulation of the Eve or the Numenon Blast of the Lilith, or maybe even cash out Eman. But it's the counterplay and just the ultimate combination of RSG that keeps getting Echo. And Echo is a scaling lineup. This lineup that RSG drafted here, they can scale super quickly, which they already have. Now Echo, they might actually be a little bit more patient, wait things out, because it come to late game, that's when they'll be able to fight things out when Benny Cutie has the damage that he needs. It's gonna take a while.
Okay, speaking of taking a while, it's almost 10 minutes of the game, and Echo know their mistakes. How can they be able to reset from this? Because they might call a different way, or they might risk something that Stu Conceal's used.
Yeah, they're gonna use Conceal. Oh, Yowie might be in a bad position now. He tries his best, but he's gonna get shut down. Here comes Light again, charging up. They find and punish Yowie. But now Echo's in trouble. Numbers disadvantage in their favor. This is a chance now. He's doing exactly what he has to do on the hunt for Sanford. He goes in. Does he have another punch? Sanford bobbing and weaving. And right now, they're still running for the hills, but they don't want to give up the Lord just yet. Benny Cutie with the blazing duet. Carl Teasy quite low. He falls here, and Benny Cutie. It is RSG Slate Philippines again punishing the world champions.
Oh no, I have seen something out there from Benny Cutie. He wanted to take some minion waves and get on the right moment, but it was not even close to get that damage in from H2.
How much percentage of the surface of the earth is made up of water?
I need to look it up. Wait.
It's a lot, right? Who are the kings of the sea right now? RSG Slate Philippines.
Yep.
So right now, Echo, despite them being the world champs, they are drowning in the ocean of RSG. And it's ironic because the draft that they have here feels like an ocean.
Well, to answer your question, Renwar, it's 71%.
71% of the earth is covered in water.
I thought you were going to say it's ironic because they're orcas.
And they're orcas as well.
And they can swim.
How are the orcas drowning?
How deep can they go?
It's the real world manipulation. It's all of the AoE they have. Look at the formation lineup of Echo. Their hero pool is built for close compact formations. But the lineup of RSG is built to punish that. It's sort of like an Ube style that Echo drafted here, while RSG just overloaded on AoE control and burst.
Oh, as we are looking for something here for Echo to bounce back, the player goal is in the side of Eman and Nats. The one that they can make a good punch, but Benecute is still climbing up. What they need now is time, but one thing they need to be considerate of is how will they penetrate the border, the defense, with the total damage of Eman and Nats. How can get through with this?
That's the biggest question here. It's so difficult. At this point, Echo just needs to wait for all of the ultimates of RSG to be expended and then fight.
Oh,
But how?
that is the question that Orcus that needs to be answered. RSG, they're pushing and squeezing out the Orcus to go out the base, but they're now being careful on every step. They're at the mercy of their 3 last turrets in their base.
My goodness, as we let things settle for just a moment, Echo scrambling to get resources. RSG aggressive. Here's a conceal play, but it's just to send H2 back just so Carl Teasy can get his orange buff. Maybe 6 to 8 minutes before Echo actually has the damage that they need. And again, there's a tremendous amount of utility on the Faramis,
Yep.
but not a tremendous amount of damage.
Okay, so they have defense. Okay, that's answered. Oh, did he? No.
He was able to secure his own purple buff, Carl Teasy.
Carly's okay, still consistent with the take of the objective, and on the context of Renmar, we need, or Echo needs to be in the 20-minute ultra late game state to be able to come back. But one thing that also, there's just 1 or 2 persons can hold the damage, and that's Sanji and Carl Teasy. So in order for you to get to cross that bridge, is you need to get this major objectives to buy time. But if positioning is concerned, they need to find light on where could his weird positions could come from that changes everything.
Not only that, but the fact that now you have Navs parking himself, putting pressure, right? So you lose Sanford because he's got to basically stay down there 1v1 here. And this Lord now less than half health. Looks like RSG Slate Philippines wants to make Echo work for this. Even the 2 XP laners making their way down, and Light's gonna charge up here, and they find the target. Carl Teasy falls, H2O secures the Lord, and now they're collapsing on top of Echo.
2 casualties and the Lord. RSG on the lead.
Barrett is known for eating up his opponents, but Carl Teasy can just constantly eat up the ultimates of RSG. That is the life of this poor old Barrett's right now. Overload on AoE control and burst. All Carl Teasy can do is just stand there. RSG drafted this to perfection.
Man, Pandamentals. That's why they need to go back to their boot camps right away to generate another page.
Look at that. I'm sorry, but look at that. 11,600 gold on the Melissa and only 10,000 for the Claude.
Complete items.
Yeah, that's
Onto
scary.
the list. Devastating inside of Echo, but so deadly for the Raiders. They can melt everything in seconds.
There's a pull.
They might be looking to end this here. That's a combination again coming out from Light, gonna push them back. Sanford trying to do his best, clearing with Electo final blow. They still have to work on this Lord. They should be able to clear it. They do have to regen here. So far, so good on the defense. Echo holds on to 2 inhibitor turrets. They lose the mid.
Man, I just want to say how the setup is going for RSG. There's a real manipulation, but that's not what's happening here.
They're still gonna go. They do get the pole online. He's still got the immortality. Cutie goes in with a blazing duet. Can they follow up on this? H2O now quite low. Right again, finding 2 with a Numenum blast. Carl Teasy using the Daytona's welcome to help out, but it might be too late as Carl Teasy falls as well. Amon unleashes, and in a dominating fashion, RSG Slate Philippines has their eyes on the prize. Gonna get pulled here. They get the cold altar out. Yowie falls, and they take game 1 against the world champions Echo.
We talked about a throwback draft.
Yep.
That was a throwback RSG performance. Back to season 9. Back to when they found their groove in season 10. That is Kings of the Sea level performance from this squad. RSG Slate delivered the most devastating game loss Echo has felt this season.
Oh my goodness, the first catch of the day, and RSG gets it. Echo doesn't even have a way to counter the late game choice or even the window. And this is the first time that they lost in game number 1 from week 1 to 4.
Man, I gotta say, I was expecting this to be a heck of a series, but I didn't expect game one to really be like that because, everything we built up when we jumped in the game, when we saw the draft, we were saying this has to happen, this has to happen. And it did, man. I don't know if you could, there is a caster curse that people talk about. I don't know if that's the caster blessing. But when we had that fight that broke out, and then even Naz getting the kills you need, Light finding the angles he needed, and even the keys to victory, man, it was what? Watch the bushes, right?
Yeah.
Watch the bushes was literally a key to victory here. And I guess that's exactly why the Raiders themselves just kind of overwhelmed Echo.
Yeah, the bush, the positioning, and the position of Light. From most of the time, it gave compliments to early game that they were having problems on how the 3-player rotation in Echo was doing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I am at a loss for words. 'Cause
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful MLBP.
Well, speaking of beautiful things, Renmar, see the picture on how RSG took game number 1.
When you said beautiful things, so what's next? I thought you were gonna call me beautiful, but
You
okay,
are.
I'll take it. Thank you. All right, beautiful game there. The picture for RSG, it was simple. It was fundamental. Fight for objectives, and make sure you overload in area of effect abilities, and to just cover everything. What did we talk about earlier? 71% of the Earth is covered in water. Almost 100% of the key team fight areas was covered by RSG. Numenon Blast, real world manipulation, throw out the doll of the Melissa. It is the most blatantly obvious lineup that is just pulled to perfection by RSG. To put things simply, RSG's job here was simple. Toss out your ultimates and then hurt them. And that's exactly what they did time and time again. The lineup of Echo with the priority and the Kaja and Faramis. Yes, a great amount of utility is to be had. But when you have so many ultimates committed into one area that was layered perfectly by RSG, it's the utility is going to get thrown out the window. Those cult altars will just be delaying the inevitable. This was a clear draft win by RSG Slate Philippines. The priority bans on the Cho, most importantly the Akai and then the Yuzhong. Chef's kiss, brilliant. Second phase, you take away the glue from Lapu Lapu, leaving Echo with a Benedetta. That was, for me, probably the second best pick that they had in this draft, with the first one being the Claude, because at least they had that late game capability to come back. Sanford did what he could, but the rest of Echo just fell mercy to this man. It's bright. It is bright yet again in the studio. Light is on full on beam mode. The Numenon Blast. When we were talking about Numenon Blast and Light's weird positioning in the first series of the day that RSC wasn't even playing, I cannot believe that it ended up becoming a sort of like a premonition for what was to come. Light plays this Lolita so well. And if I am Echo, I will watch out for this pick and either not give it or take it away. Instead of prioritizing something like a Kaja, if you're going to be in the red side, maybe I'll even think about picking up this Lolita instead, because you cannot give it to the hands of this man. They took away the Cho from Yaoi. Took away the Akaya from Carl TC and Yaoi. But Light got his Numenon Blast. As we go back into the highlights, you saw here early on, though, Echo were able to fight some certain objectives, but once Light was hitting them with a Numenon Blast from the off angles, that was it. This team fight, these two teams showed exactly what they need to do, what they can do in this game. It was a fantastic and beautiful back and forth. But at some point, everyone just fired off on all cylinders. Nats bringing back his once signature Paquito pick with highlight plays. The timings of the real world manipulation by Exort. Eman's positioning being great. H2 timing the usages of his taunts and his control abilities, tying them together as well. Echo just could not find the flow as the ocean that was RSG constantly crashed into them. Bang! Numenon Blast after Numenon Blast. My goodness. RSG Slate knew their assignment and pulled it off to perfection. Majority of these highlights are just Numenon Blast after Numenon Blast. That tells you everything. Oh man, Light needs to be watched out for here by Echo. A fantastic MVP performance. I have honestly run out of things to say, gentlemen.
It's okay.
My goodness, what a fantastic game by RSC. It's bright. It is.
Basically, pagdating ng late game yung Claude, ay hindi
Let's look at the checklist. All right. So here's the checklist for the keys to victory. I think. Okay, now I can see it. Be prepared for Sanji's Hero Ocean. Haven't seen that yet. Exploit RSG's tendency to play passively. RSG did not play passively. They just played. And then watch out for roamers in the bush. That was the key to victory for both teams. That
Biggest.
ended up becoming like the main focus of it all. Because you saw there how well Yawi read the positionings of Light, but vice versa. Light also read the positionings of Yawi really well. But once the team fights came on, it's like, okay, there's so many things we have to worry about. Oh, look, we got Numenon blasted.
Yeah, and light. I just
So
need to
bright.
get sunglasses like right now.
Yeah.
Because how the man Dylan, his performances
Dylan.
throughout the series, throughout the games that he's done, a throwback lineup, and it's a classic, but it works.
Bro, Dylan like a villain.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh.
I don't know if this is true or not. We can only speculate, or I can only speculate. But you know, Light himself was probably having flashbacks at that time he played Lolita and he flickered into the wall.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was off. He was off on the Numenon Blast wall. Congratulations, Light. You just made up for it with that impressive game. And I honestly don't think he's going to get Lolita again. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be banned out.
He should not.
He should not.
If I'm Meko here, it's like, yeah, man, let's not give that Lolita.
Yeah.
We gotta watch out for the Eve. And, honestly, as someone who got to rank up a lot this season
Ooh.
with Eve,
Son all.
I'm so
all.
happy that I'm seeing Eve. Hey, man, you got like a 90% win rate while you were in Japan.
That's true.
What do you mean,
That's
Sana
facts.
all? But yeah, it's good to see Eve back on the board, even Paquito back on the board. So,
Yes.
as long as teams are willing to really tailor their drafts for specific games and for specific teams, you get to see a resurgence of older play styles, some picks that we thought that wouldn't work, but they're still really working. It was a great draft. If you're an MLBB analysis nerd, like a lot of us here,
Nerd.
you would have enjoyed that. And I
I'm
am
a nerd
proud.
too.
I
I'm
am
a nerd
proud.
too.
We are proud of that.
Yeah, we're proud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not convincing us.
yeah. I am proud.
Okay.
It's good being a nerd, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is the part where we do a time lapse and go to game number 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting 3 games today. Because from that performance, Echo needs to get back on their feet.
Yeah. You got shook.
I'm thinking one of the biggest things that Echo can do here is, number one, aside from banning out Lolita, like we mentioned, is not. I feel like one of the big problems here was the Faramis as well as the Carl TZ Barrett's pick. Like, that was a struggle, and you kind of felt it as he was going through, especially the rotation.
Well, what's not a struggle right now is we're going to find the first game face of the day winner in this match. So once the cameras run in front of you, go ahead and make your game face, and with a device with a green background just such as that, with the hashtag Power of Smart, who is gonna win who's gonna be our smart game face of the day? And if you will be the lucky winner, you will get an in-game redeemable code.
Heck, man, might as well just give it to Light also.
Yeah,
Just show Light in the backstage right now and give him the game face of the day.
yeah, just smile light and show something from your phone. And as we look and pick, we're about to see our winner yes, we have a winner. Our smart game face of the day.
Oh, that was one of the students, if I'm not mistaken, that was touring the MPL arena earlier today. Of course, if you caught the program earlier, at the top of this part of the day, Mara talked with representatives, of course, with the school initiative
Yep.
Yeah.
that we are part of with in the MPL. So it's great to see that the students are also here. It's
Yeah.
like one of the best field trips they'll ever have.
Yeah, a good excursion. I never had it back in the day.
This is only stuff we hoped for. You
Yeah.
know, back
Back in the day. Hashtag back in the day. I wish we had battle chips that we can go to MPL.
Hey, you know, if Butters is 19, what are we, 20?
No, we're 15.
All right, that
Okay,
yeah, pass.
Well,
Can't lowball it that much.
Yeah, can't lowball it.
At least be honest. We're 21, guys.
Okay.
You gotta make it
Fair
sellable.
enough. Well, he's the first one who got in here.
Yeah, he was one of the first.
So-
he was 12 then.
Yeah, he was. So we're 21. Us three. Now,
Yeah, the more we say it, the less convincing it
know.
becomes.
You should have just left it at one time.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at
Now we just sound sad
Okay.
and ashamed of our actual ages. Please throw up the draft.
There it is. Yes, please. Thank you.
We didn't know how to dig out of that one.
Yeah, good time lapse, by the way.
All right.
Game number 2.
Okay, so what Echo needs to do here is not give the Lolita. But of course, they need to watch out for the early pickups for certain priorities. Honestly, this probably was a very animated discussion behind the scenes for Echo in terms of how they're gonna draft this. Echo might actually even consider banning out the Fredrin and not giving it because the hero that is commonly known as like the best to go up against a Fredrin jungle keeps getting taken away here by RSG. If I'm Echo, maybe not give the Fredrin, start from that and see what happens.
Okay, so squeeze out more since we're talking about Hero
Yeah.
Ocean. Since these two teams are really confident in swimming and diving in deep, why not show something new? Show something unpredictable. So we might see another flashy one. Since we've seen a throwback lineup, we could see either a good highlight Echo lineup in game number 2. So we're still seeing a staple ones, but the Yuzong as well. A bit of a focus on the EXP lane, but at that point that you Renmer mentioned, the Fredwin could make a lot of difference.
Yeah, they could still follow the same banning pattern and take away the Valentina. I'm talking about Echo here. But instead of prioritizing the Kaja and Faramis, they might take one of those and then pair it up with something else. If anything, I'd rather take the Kaja, but pick something else aside from the Faramis. Or maybe hold back on your roamer pickup and pick it up later for the adjustment. But Echo says, no, we are taking away the Fredrin.
I like it.
Valentina first pick is available here for RSG. But hey, what about you go super throwback?
What? Say
First
it.
pick the Paquito.
Ooh!
That is, wow.
Wow!
Was that season 10?
Season 9. Yeah, season 9.
He was like the
Every
the
single
pick.
time. He was like the Fredrin back then.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was the Frederick back then. And again, that might actually give some flexibility because now you've taken away 2 of the tankiest junglers in the game. So now there's a little bit more room for high damage dealing junglers.
Oh,
It's not gonna be the Paquito, it was the Valentina, and we're seeing a mage just getting hovered by Echo right now. What they're gonna be picking up?
Oh,
Is that
right
serious?
away.
Good rush there on the Melissa.
Okay, I thought it was something with one-eyed. But yeah, okay, it's a Kaja.
Yep.
Well, it's a Kaja. Good pickup for Benny Cutie here.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the previous game, Kanja's great and all, especially with the ultimate, but we saw that kind of difficulty that was there, right? To really get the proper divine judgments off, to pull them in the right areas and everything, and even times when you just got straight up CC'd,
Yeah.
even when you had the divine judgment off. So then you're in a bad position. So hopefully they can make the adjustments needed for this. But also interestingly, that they go ahead and just lock in the Melissa right away.
Yeah. I like that pickup.
H2?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's a lot.
You got what you wished for.
Oh.
No Fredrin. Let's
thought-
go something quick and flashy.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad we got to call it because yeah, with Fredrin and Akai gone, you can pick assassins. High damage dealing junglers. Come on. Yo, Carl, please pick up a Hayabusa. Please pick up a Ling. Come on.
Amazing. We're
Let
just
it be the
seeing
assassin
different ways of
showdown.
approaching this draft. Okay, no
Yeah.
jungler yet.
Yeah, they needed to pick this. It's the usual pairing that you see with the Melissa. You know, I wonder if Echo might actually even consider flexing this Kaja pickup because, okay,
You thinking jungle?
I'm thinking Kaja jungle then pick up a Diggy.
Kaja
For
jungle. Will that be? Well, can he hold up against a Lancelot?
Yeah,
But
that's the problem. It's gonna be tough.
yeah.
It's slow.
Yeah,
It's going to be pretty slow.
it's gonna be pretty slow.
It could be a curveball that they use. But, you know, I'm just happy because this first phase is generally different. Yeah, you still have Valentina there. You know, you got Farsa. But Kaja's usually banned out. The one thing that I'm wondering, too, is this Lancelot specifically, right? Is it, yes, it's going in the hands of H2O, but is he going to build what we've seen so far through the meta of this season where it's just, tanks a lot? Or is he actually going to go assassin?
Full-on assassin?
What if this ends up becoming like a mini storyline for Carl TZ?
What?
Like, he lost that game where against Omega where they had the tanks a lot, right?
Yeah.
What if this tanks a lot snaps the Echo win streak, and then later on in the season, Carl TZ snaps and just goes, fine, I'm gonna play it too. And then he realizes, wait, this works?
And when he does it, are you happy now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get my Lance, but just a little bit different. Literally, Lance built diff.
There's that Lolita band,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's out. It's out of here.
It's out. They need to take it down. There's no tank decision that has been done by RSG, right?
Yeah.
So now you're just seeing one way possibly making through this game. The Lolita's been a problem, so they're squeezing out more heroes of Dylan. Light. Franco is still open. They ban out. Okay. Will they ban out another tank, or will they ban out another different one?
Might bang out the Franco.
Oh,
Still
okay.
the Arlott. Still the
Arlott.
Arlott.
I was actually thinking, we could even see them ban out a Cooper pick, because we might actually see that as well.
Yeah.
In the hands of Light here. So,
And Yaoi.
Yeah. Exactly, right? But funnily enough, they do go ahead and ban out the Arlott still.
Okay. There's still respect on the EXP lane. And while we're looking for the avenues of RSG, could they ban out another hero for Carl TZ? Or will they go for Sanford's possible comfort picks?
Lapu, maybe?
I'd be okay going up against a Lapu though if I'm RSG, because Echo would need some catch.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's Red Mars
There
coming.
it is. You
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What a beautiful read! What a beautiful read by RSG to ban out that Atlas. But that opens
wait.
up.
Okay. It was
Atlas.
Yaoi.
Yeah, they banned out the Diggy. You saw the Atlas pop up on screen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Atlas.
They banned out the Diggy. They picked up the Atlas.
Yeah, and that might have been a bait play though by Echo, acknowledging the potential of that. So throwback. Kufra, what's the name? The guy with the hooks? Franco versus Atlas.
The guy with
a la MSC 2022.
Well, you're not wrong, Renmar. We have it could be an upcoming skin.
Mind you, he's not a guy. He's a Viking.
He's a Viking.
He's a-
Vikings are dudes.
No,
And also,
they're Vikings.
I don't know a lot about history.
They
so
raid.
I'll go with that. All right, they're Vikings. They're Vikings.
I think he has the cap, right, with the horns.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
Is it Franco for Light?
Come
We
on.
have 2 seconds
Let's
to
throw
go
it
for
back.
RSG.
Let's throw it back.
Is it going to be a throwback for RSG?
Yeah!
There you go.
It's the guy. It's the guy with the hooks.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Vikings are guys
Oh,
and girls.
got it back. Oh, it is a Masha. What? I love this game.
Welcome to the Hero Ocean.
Dive, everybody, dive.
Everybody's getting tired of seeing the same things. Well, here you go. Watch this game too.
What a treat.
I love being here on Sundays. Amazing. The read, the draft. When we have a Masha from Echo, no, they let out one card hidden from week 1 to 4. And how is RSG with this lineup?
All right, I'm gonna have to tone the heck down out of my excitement. RSG has 2 suppress abilities. They have the Divine Judgment because, of course, they have a Valentina. They can just steal away the ultimate of the Kaja. And they also have the Bloody Hunt of the Franco. Add to that, they also have, what's the thing we talk about with Franco, one of his problems? He doesn't have a big group setup.
Yeah.
RSG also has that. Again, the strength of the Valentina first pick blue side is that you can cover so many bases if you can draft around it quickly. The biggest problem right now here for Echo is their catch is not really like a big CC catch. Yes, I know they have the Atlas, but I'm talking about the single target catch that they can have. They have the Kaja. But
Yeah.
this is going to be a lot of work for Sanford on the Masha to be able to burst down the right targets.
They need to activate good switches if you're Echo. And it's game number 2. How will the Orcas bounce back? First catch, that was Yaoi. Okay. And he's using the Franco. We know how Light with his hooks can get really good. We've seen his performance back in the season. Now he's up against also Yaoi, who's a user also with the Franco.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised too. You know, we're going back to the keys to victory
Oh.
here. Sandy should be fine.
Wait, that is a purple buff
Yeah.
steal. That is no first
Oh.
purple buff.
Man with the hooks. They get the first blood here in the hands of Exord. Off to a good start again, RSG. And as you were saying, yeah, did they take the purple buff?
Yeah,
Did they?
stolen
Ooh.
away from H2. So the first
Ooh.
rotation here for RSG might be quite difficult. H2 is going to need to really make the most out of all the abilities that he has and be careful with it.
Well, speaking of being careful, remember we're talking about this. Kaja versus Lancelot. What's the power spike here? We know how Lancelot can be that aggressive with his skill set.
Yeah, well, it's good now that Echo can delay that a little bit because they stole the first buff of that Lancelot. I'm just waiting to see the builds here for H2. Looks like he is going to be building it Tanks-a-lot-wise. So both junglers, it's not going to be an easy time, but it will be an easier time for a Lancelot. We all know the strong combination that he has with being able to secure objectives.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised too because like RSG Slate Philippines just relying on pure athleticism to avoid Yaoi fatal linking them, right? Like they're just gonna flicker reaction time out of there, but Yaoi does find a target. Light does flicker himself. There's the copy version. Puzzle. Light does fall. Feathered airstrike finding the mark. But the turtle does go to RSG as well.
Looks like the Vikings really know how to catch a fish.
Oh my goodness, Light saved that turtle take for RSG. The hook that he was able to land, of course, and of course, Exort with the counter fatal links. We're talking about earlier with the Valentina, and we're going to be seeing Exort shuffle that around. Is he going to be getting the ultimate of the Casual? Will he be getting the ultimate of the Atlas? So many options. It's just going to be down to timing.
Oh,
close
the
one there.
timing there. I just got it. How did they manage to able to get those catches correctly? So deadly. Well, in the hands of these players, you expect caliber, top prime form.
Light's gonna be in trouble. Yeah, you can't escape this one. He's gonna fall here. Sanji grabbing another kill. That's gonna be scary as the game goes on if Sanji keeps getting those early kills.
Yeah, great conversation, conservation of abilities there because Yaoi didn't utilize the fatal links, even though he was probably thinking that, well, they had the information that Light doesn't have his flicker yet, so he didn't need to commit his ultimate. Good call.
Well, battling mid lane. They gotta watch out. Light setting
Meanwhile-
up. Oh, Sanji's gonna be in trouble. He's gonna get locked down with the bloody hunt. Can he get out in time? He can't because he gets a fatal linked by Exord. Light grabbing the kill himself. And now we're back to it. It is 2-2 across the board, but a little lead here for RSG Slate Philippines.
Slowly, they want to get Vision up against Echo. Light really covers a lot in terms of the jungle of the Orcas. The main goal here, give a hard time for Carl TC to get those objectives and have coverage on where everybody's going at. Well, see, that's how this is going. H2, they have eyes on the bottom lane.
Yeah, I don't think they can commit to that one. Everybody knows that Turtle's going to be up here in a couple seconds as it spawns now, and they got to get in position to battle this one out.
Okay, now Echo starting with a good position. Well, Sanford is one thing that he needs to do is just pull out a Lapu-Lapu using the ultimate.
Yeah.
Just CZ's connection of RC is deadly.
Oh,
Can they take this?
Naf's gonna have to go in here. Carl TZ does secure that turtle, so now they've grabbed one for themselves. It looks like they're just gonna back off for now, happy with the objective.
Yep, good call for Echo to draw back. A very small thing happened there with a big consequence. Sanford with a quick burst onto Nats, give the positional advantage.
They're gonna find Light once again, and they're gonna push the situation, but they can't get Light down here. 4 members of Echo down bottom side.
Yeah, you saw there, Echo actually thought, okay guys, we don't need to push this. And then they suddenly turned around and said, oh wait, no guys, we can push this.
This is how the pressure really works inside of the team or the player's mind. Like, if something can be worth pushing or sacrificing with, they go for it. With the play style of Echo, they really not afraid to take those risks and just move forward.
Oh, okay. So, Echo right now just really committing a lot to protect Ben and QT. They know that RSG is committing their rotations there. The information is getting collected by Sanford that the members of RSG are more in the bottom side. So, it's a good call here for 3 to stick.
Ooh, close. That
Good
was
dodge
really close.
there on the hook. If that landed, that would have been a big win for RSG.
So now that RSG has one thing that is really, really crucial, the hooks of Light. But on the other side, Yaoi on the other side could be beneficial if he gets hooks first. There's an opportunity.
Oh, they're going to be in trouble here. They find Carl Teasy. Now the eyes set on Yowie. Can he escape this one? He's too slow. He falls as well. 2 down for Echo. Sanford holding on here. Another hook dodged by Sanji, but RSG still finding moments.
Yeah, the positioning again of RSG still shining here. And their internal timers knowing when Echo would want to position themselves in certain areas. Catching off Carl Teasy. Oh, H2 needs to be careful.
Yeah, he's going to get thunderclap, but he's going to be fine for now. Also, just picking up that Guardian helm, so he doesn't have to go back to base regen. But that next turtle, the third one, is now for the taking for both teams.
Well, positioning could be very, very nice for Echo to secure their bushes, because most of the time they can be surprised by the ultimates and the catches.
Oh, look at Sanford.
Look at the light here.
Everybody in position here. Also, Benny Cutie not a part of this fight here. It's going to come down to this turtle fight. A flicker comes in from Light. He gets the lockdown on Yowie. Yowie does fall. Sanji now on the run. It's H2O that secures the turtle. And a Fatal Links finding 2. Another member goes down for Echo.
Exort and Light, the lockdown OSX as you mentioned.
Oh no! That flicker combo onto Yowie froze.
Oh, my goodness!
Oh,
The man with the hook
oh, he's catching Orcas today.
finds another.
I didn't even know you could catch Orcas. They're massive.
They're big,
Light's bigger.
but they're catching the world champs one by one.
Oh, this is classic RSG. Echo though looking for the clapback, looking for a way to turn things around.
This is the RSG Slate Philippines. People have been waiting to see in this season. It looks like they have found their footing. 4.5k gold ahead in this game number 2.
Okay, let's take a breather. We have a replay.
Is it the hook?
It is.
Oh, Nats with the information, being able to see that that's where Sanji was. Recalling.
Woo. Thank you so much, Infinix, for capturing that moment. Glimpses of RSG rising. How's the items right now up against Echo?
Okay, big discrepancy between the two mid laners. Sanji's only about to hit 4,000. Exort on the way to 5-5 already. Good catch by Yowie.
He's gonna miss H2O though. Now he's out of position. Gonna get locked down again. Yowie in trouble. Can't walk away from that. And now H2O push the man again. Benny! The man with the hooks. Benny Cutie. You can't escape it. Exort following up, and they still go forward. RSG Slate Philippines pressing down the mid.
My goodness,
Man.
what did Coach Panda tell RSG after yesterday?
I am curious. Somebody make content out of it.
Because this performance that RSG is giving, all of us predicted an Echo win, but RSG are on the way to a sweep against Echo.
You want to gamble this?
Oh, Sanford, what can he do? Carl Teasy can't get there in time. Again, the Fatal Links comes out from Export, and there's the response, but Echo's too late. Now H2O on the hunt, still looking for Sanji. Can't get him, and Sanford falls as well. Exort is a monster.
RSG prepared for this game beautifully. The drafts, how they execute in game. You are watching a team who prepared to this for this in spades and are just doing everything they wanted to do. What a performance by RSG Slate. They're on the way to sweeping Echo. Can they end it here in less than 15 minutes? It's only 10 minutes into this game.
And it's 13-2, and they're not on the base of the Orcas. Man, I didn't expect for this to happen. Like, it happened so fast with the lead down of RSG. You need so much defense to even hold and get a good setup into their back end.
He finds another one. The Bloody Hunt's gonna come down. Sanford trying to help out Carl Teasy. Is it enough though? They find Yowie. He falls. Sanford in a bad spot. Gonna get whittled down here. There's the return damage though. They do find Light. Roamer for Roamer.
There's so many Fatal Links in this game.
Yeah, and there's
I mean,
so
I know
much
it's only
jump,
two.
catch. Yeah, we're talking about being in the ocean. Yeah, yes, this is the sea.
This is what we call a good old-fashioned bakbakan.
Yeah.
Bakbakana.
Yeah.
Bakbakana. We're
Strong
fighting.
time.
We're fighting. If Malaysia has bole, this is our bakbakan.
Yep.
One Komanjin, Basta, Babakana.
Bapakana, yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
All right.
correct.
That
yeah.
was perfect. And, oh my goodness, light.
Look at Light walking.
He's on
no
the way.
Lolita,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah, he got his Franco. Calling it back. Again, this is the RSG slate that dominated in Season 9 and, of course, winning MSC 2022 back in their old form. It has been quite a while since we've seen RSG like this, and this is a revenge game for RSG.
Oh, H2O. Gonna push them out here of the orange buff. Hook not gonna land that one.
Now, we have to call back to MPL Philippines Season 10. RSG Philippines only lost to one team during that playoffs, and that was Echo. Once in the upper bracket, and then again eliminated by them in the lower bracket. So that was an aspect of the story that we didn't discuss. This is a revenge game for RSG.
Yes. And one thing that Coach Panda is looking up and forward to is the one that was becoming a kryptonite for the team. Back in Season 9, NXP was the one, but now Echo being the world champs, there's one thing that they would want to achieve, and that's having the world title, but a team as strong as this, I can imagine how much pages he made before the week 4 started.
RSG, no, they do not have to worry about a contest from Echo. They will have to worry about how they're going to end this against Echo. They have the right tools. They have the catches. But Echo does as well. And the golden staff was just built by Benicuri. That's how delayed right now Benicuri is. A 2-level gap, and the golden staff only getting picked up now. RSG have to clear the minion waves because of how fast that Lord spawned the moment they took it down. So now it's a defense. Will the winning streak snap?
Yep.
Or will Echo force game 3?
There's no deaths on 4 members of RSG. There's a push up in the mid, but can they still clear this? You have Benicute and you have Sanji.
Oh.
Yaoi got 2!
Yeah, we're gonna find 2 with the fatal links here. Do they have the follow-up damage?
Oh.
Exor does fall. Finally, first death of the game. Echo finding hope here on the defense. The high ground defense is massive here for Echo. The question is, can they hold on?
Defense items. Can they hold on until the late game? How is this now for Echo?
Twilight armor was built up by that Lancelot. So other than sustainability, he'll also deal a little bit of magic damage from time to time. But now Others have the hook and the hunt.
Okay, they're gonna lock down Carl TZ. They may look to disengage here. Light trying to get away. Emon and Nath just parking here patiently. Also, keep an eye on H2O. He's approaching from the backside, the side angle. He finds Carl TZ.
No!
There's the hook from Light. Here comes Emon. Emon with a torn apart memory. Taking out Carl TZ, and now I set top side. Turret's gonna go down here. Sanji trying to buy some time, clearing up the best he can. He's gonna get stunned up by Navs. Has to back off. They lose the top turret.
Benicuri doesn't have the damage just yet. It'll be up to Echo again, be waiting for that more items. They have their ultimates. No feathered airstrike though for Sanji.
This is not looking good for Echo. How can they go out? Nats on the middle.
Nats gonna jump in towards Sanji, forcing him to heal up here. Eyes might be set on the base, but they just can't get to it. Echo, another successful defense for now.
No, RSG, I'm giving them 5 minutes. 5 minutes for them to end this. If not, if Echo are still in a good position there during that time frame, they will have what they need to completely turn this game around and counterpunish RSG.
Look at this. Damage received. All 3 from Echo. Just how do you want it to absorb the damage value from RSG to hold the line?
Yeah, I mean, that's just even more evidence of how dominant RSG is in this game. Oh, that's a lot of damage eaten up by Echo.
Now, as Renmar has his timers on how to make Echo go for a comeback and force a game number 3, they need 4 minutes if they can make it, but now RSG has eyes on this Lord. Well, now she's still holding the line back down bottom.
Yeah, it's like that classic song. We got 4 minutes to save the world.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that song.
Come on, man. It's not that old.
Come on.
I thought we're 20, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, I
we're
don't wanna-
21.
I heard that. I heard
That's
that
Justin,
on,
right?
Yeah, I heard that on the TikTok.
Well,
Really?
there
It's
you go.
Justin T.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're going to come down to another defense for Echo. Can the world champs stay into this?
Okay, already a Malefic Roar as well. So that's 4 items. This should be enough for Benny Cutie. But look at all the sustainability that the members of RSG has. Athena shields across the board, a blade armor there, 4 Naths.
And a rose gold meteor for Brody.
Rose gold meteor as well for the Brody. Ooh, my. Echo will have their work cut out for them. They need to be careful. They need to watch out for Exor. They need to watch out for Light.
Okay,
Here's
let's
the
see
push.
how Bendy Cutie.
They're going to have to deal with this Lord here. Still managing the waves the best they can. XR holding on to the Fatal Links as well. Yaoi not finding the moment he's looking for just yet. They hold on a little bit longer. Lord should finally go down here. Echo still defending this game. Yaoi comes in! Winter Truncheon able to juke him out. Can they end it here? Exor goes in, finds his Fatal Links, and now Benny Cutie unleashing. Sanford goes in. I said on Emma, Immortality gonna be popped. It's Echo punishing RSG. They find Light. Emon survives. It's a 1-for-1, but Echo defends again.
The base still lives. A trade of 1-to-1.
Oh, Echo holding on for dear life. Exort, what a play though. Winter Truncheon, fast hands. But at the same time, getting a Fatal Links, but Echo are adjusting really well now. They are watching out for Exort. Instead of that being a bit massive 4-man, 5-man catch, that was only 2, and that was Carl Teasy and Sanford, the main damage dealers. The Farsa and the Melissa were able to watch out and survive. Eman, though, almost getting taken out by Sanford.
Oh.
So close. If Sanford was able to take down Eman, then Echo might have continued to push out the map.
You see how disciplined Echo is. The waves, they can still clear it. And in every defense that RSG continues to invade the base, they really are holding on. And the damage right now, we still have steel leg plates for Benny. Will this be enough for RSG?
They might be looking to eventually build that into something else. More armor for Benny, unless they really trust that they can be okay with going full damage. Because what we've been seeing is in a lot of the sequences where RSG is leading up into a push, as there is a house class now for Benny Cutie, it's either Naths or H2 who goes for the initial entry to bring Benny Cutie down a bit, and then it forces Benny Cutie to heal up and then rejoin the fight, and that's the window of timing that RSG decides to go for a dive. So having more sustainability for himself, and now of course the lifesteal is great for Benny Cutie, meaning that he probably wouldn't need to go back so much, and he can actually single-handedly just regen through raw damage.
Well, let's see how the Orcas would manage to keep RSG under the water once Yaoi takes that dive. Because we're seeing 2 members could really pull out a good set. Having on ultimates, RSG's wary on what could Yaoi do. So this is one lord that they would need to get. But RSG still looking for a way to end this. But Renmar, you have your 4 minutes now. It's almost 20 minutes. Is this time for Echo, regardless of how the gold lead is for the
time.
Raiders?
It's time. It's definitely time.
We're gonna
How are
push
they
it
going to
here.
do it?
Half health.
So difficult right now.
Sanford taking quite a bit of damage. Yaoi gonna get spotted out here. Lord will reset for now. Part of the way. H2O still working on it. Got 2 members of Echo still defending the base. We're back to the Lord dance.
Man, it'll be crazy if like somehow, just somehow, RSG ends up winning this with a split push.
They might be doing it.
Yes. Look at the 2 guys up top.
They know the assignment here.
We have Amon and Light up top.
1/3 health on the Lord. They know.
They know.
They are going to park Sanji up there. He's got to be able to defend for himself.
Who's going to get it?
Lord, just a sliver of health left. Benny Cutie on the
reset.
backside
A
as
reset.
well. Yaoi right there, right in the moment too, where the 2 are awaiting. Emon and Light still being spotted out. Basically at this point, Lord resets again. We're at a stalemate 20 minutes in.
They found them. No split push available. Eman, Malefic Roar built up.
High stakes game. The risk right now of Echo and RSG, they feel in the comeback of the Orcas. Can they hold it? Can they prevent it? The coverage right now, Echo needs to cover a lot of ways to not being split up the map.
They're diving Sanford.
Yeah, the Sanford. He should be able to just get away from this.
They're making the Lord
See if they
dance.
actually commit here on the Lord.
making the Lord
Gonna
dance.
make his way. Couldn't find the members he was looking for. Sanford
Yeah,
jumped in. Emon's gonna get zoned out. And there you go. Ichigo able to grab it. But Benny Cutie unleashes light immortality. He's gonna fall here. Benny Cutie finding another. And they are collapsed on 2 down from RSG. But they secured the Lord. And
Right.
they hold on here because Echo is running it down mid.
Thinking this, but
What?
the bottom lane, it just might end up becoming a race. Emma needs to go back. The minion wave isn't there. Here comes the
base.
Lord. Oh, RSG. Oh, Echo need to make a run for the hills. They need to go back home.
Sanford felt it. Sanford felt it back in the base.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so high stakes. Benny Cutie receiving damage.
Nats going for Benny Cutie. H2O able to grab the kill. Benny Cutie is down. Can they survive? Emon still there, looking to cut off Yaoi.
The minions in the
minions
base of
play-
Echo.
So many minions.
are there.
wind
It's only
clear isn't there.
Sanford. They're trying to stop Yaoi
Can they
here.
hold the base?
The base is half health.
Echo's base.
Here comes the Lord as well. They've got to get back to defend to stay in the game. Yaoi falls. Naz can't get there close enough. Sanford takes him out. Echo holds on a little bit longer. Can H2O do it? He's got no minions.
Three members of the Raiders.
Find the lockdown. He's got the base. And RSG Slate Philippines gives Echo, the defending world champions, their first loss of the season.
That's right, Omar Lexi. Stand on that table. Celebrate. RSG Slate. Just when you thought you knew what to expect from season 11, just when you thought the story has been told, RSG Slate Philippines says, don't you forget who the kings of the sea are. We don't care if you're the world champs. We will sweep you. And they get the victory. What a beautiful and surprising ending to the first half of our season.
First time meeting on stage. The world champs, the kings of the sea. That's one purple orca that they haven't encountered yet as they sail the 7 seas. And the fresh catch makes it 2.
The first time this season, Echo bows to walk to the back. As now RSG Slate will have their moment. Just when you thought you knew what to expect, that is a sign. RSG Slate said, come back next week. This opens up all the possibilities now.
My goodness. What a
Big damn.
big damn, baby. I love that you said that too.